Good evening, everyone. Today on FirstUAV, we're going to be attempting to listen to Argentina on shortwave using an aerial antenna that has been lofted in the air by my UAV. As far as I know, this is the first time anyone has done long-distance radio listening using an antenna hoisted via UAV, and we'll see whether it produces too much noise or if it gives us good signal or not. So tonight we're going to be listening to Argentina on 15345 megahertz, kilohertz. 15345 kilohertz, and we will be going through each of the settings. First we're going to do it on the whip, then just on the cable on the ground. Then finally we're going to do it at 50 feet, 100 feet, and 150 feet, which should give us a good 100 feet extra cable, so we won't be pulling the radio into the air. So first, with the whip. Okay. So this is with the whip, and we are seeing currently between 30 and 40 decibels of signal.
It's bouncing around a lot because it's not great.
Yeah, so actually it looks like it's more like between 0 and 30 decibels of signal. So really marginal. Now let's go ahead and try it with the antenna laying on the ground.
Signal to noise is a lot better.
So it looks like signal to noise has gone up to about 50 decibels, and it's staying around 20 to 30. It's very stable.
It sounds a lot better.
It sounds a lot better too. So that's just with it laying on the ground. Now we're going to try taking it up to 50 feet. So this is the setup. It's very basic. I have used paracord to connect an insulator to the four corners of the legs. The total weight of the cable and the insulator and the cords is well less than 1 pound. So we shouldn't have any trouble lofting it into the air. Okay. Starting engines. And lifting off.
Y entonces, bueno, con digamos, los españoles que vinieron a América tuvieron esa sensación, y los aborígenes, digamos, de Chile tuvieron una sensación parecida. Recordemos cuando ellos lo veían.
And currently we're looking at very stable 50 decibel noise, signal to noise ratio and 25 decibels of signal. Is that correct?
No, you're swapping them.
Oh, so 50 decibels of signal and 22 decibels of signal.
It's bouncy.
Okay.
Higher. Higher.
All right, now let's go to 100 feet. Alright, now we're at 100 feet. It is creating noise. I'm hearing noise.
Yep.
Let me try stepping away with my controller.
Great website.
It's other signals overloading it.
Okay, so we've got so much signal now.
Other signals are.
Signals are overloading it. Okay.
Yeah, it's. I'm gonna scan again.
Okay. Now you can see it's perfectly stable, even though the cable is at quite an angle there.
Should the green things be flashing?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wow, I'm getting heat. Yeah, it's. I am filling up the memory banks, and I'm not even out of the 25-meter band.
I've still got 80% signal, so for 80% signal, plenty of time.
Oh, and now he's at least taking the break.
Nope. AM stations are blitzing it.
So we've actually got too much signal at this point. Try finding something you'd never
I'm
get
gonna
otherwise.
turn down the antenna gain.
Okay. Try going back to 1440.
Oh, 14, the one that we were on?
Yeah, the one we were on before. Okay. So this is we turned down the gain. Let's try dropping the altitude very slowly, 50 feet. Okay, so we're at 50 feet. And we're trying this once again. What's our signal on our...
Looks like between 40 and 50 decibels and a signal to noise ratio, high teens, mid-20s.
And this is with low antenna gain. Let's go ahead and take it back up to 100 feet. Once again, what is our signal at 100 feet?
About 45 to 55 decibels, signal to noise about 15 to 20. It bounces a lot.
Is it continuing to get better?
It's improving.
Okay, let's try going up to 150 feet. Alright, I actually overblew it a little bit. I'm at 160 feet.
Oh, we got a tangle.
It shouldn't be a problem.
I had to turn it down. It was overloading.
Oh, it was overloading once again. So we are definitely getting a lot more signal than we were getting on the ground. I'd say so far this is a success. You want to take it up to 200 and see what do a final scan, see if you can get anything really exotic on the last 50% of the power?
Sure.
All right, let's take it up to 200. There we go, we are at 201 feet. Okay, we are now scanning at 200 feet with low antenna gain. Even with low antenna gain, Argentina was overloading. So this is definitely a success. We are getting lots of signal.
We were getting a lot of modulation products. I think that we were getting, I was hearing it sounded like 1480 on medium wave, which isn't that far from here, unfortunately. I've never been in situations where I get too much signal.
I am still with 60% power, so we have plenty of time to experiment.
God, that's stable.
It is so stable. This works really well. I'm amazed by how well this is working.
This is essentially a 200-foot vertical wire.
Yeah, we just created a 200-foot mast out of nothing. All right, now we're going to look for something exotic. We filled up the memory banks on low gain, which I don't think we've ever done before.
Yeah.
So this is on 9420 kilohertz, and this is Greece, the truly free voice of Greece, since they currently have no funding. And this is the best I've ever heard it. So that's pretty impressive. So there we go. Our antenna experiment was a success. We basically lofted a 200-foot mast, and it overloaded the radio. So
it was too much of a good thing.
It was too much of a good thing. Let's try landing this, and then I'll introduce you to my friend who helped me out with this experiment.
Yeah.
You heard another voice in this video. I'd like to introduce you to my friend Patrick Rady. He's the radio expert. He's the one who inspired this idea. So it worked. It was a success. We did in fact get so much signal that it couldn't even handle it.
I'll tell them a little about the radio. This is a Tecsun PL-880. Cool little Chinese-made portable receiver. It has really nice sound, but living in an apartment, I don't have an opportunity to really hook it up to much. So it was pretty interesting.
I think this is by far the most significant antenna it's ever been hooked up to.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, in fact, I'm wondering if it might not just be as nice to leave it on the ground with this particular radio.
Well, what we actually saw in this case was that as we went in the air, we got a lot more signal.
Yeah.
So leaving it on the ground might be better because you just get
you
get a more manageable amount of signal.
If we'd gone much higher, we would have heard nothing but, what is it? I don't remember the name of the station, but it's on medium wave locally here, probably 5 miles. And it was
just blowing everything else out.
It was popping up everywhere on the dial.
So this works. I'm kind of surprised that nobody has done this before. So if you know of somebody who has used a UAV to loft an antenna for long distance radio listening, please leave a note in the comments with a link to the prior experiment. I'd love to give them credit, but as far as I know, this is the first time that's been done.
Cool.